Hello guys, Lisa here from TMXing Adventures. How are you today? I hope your day is fantastic. Hey look, I'm out here in the veggie patch and I'm just about to thin out my leeks. So I thought I'll come show you. Now I'm no expert on this, just hand on heart, not a gardener by nature, learning as we go here. But I know my leeks need thinning. I'm going to start pulling some out and then I'm going to take them inside and I'm going to make something yummy with them. And I thought I'd take you on that journey today. So as you're watching along, do say hi. If you've ever grown leeks, I'd love to know. And if you've got a leek recipe for me, put it in the comments. So otherwise, let's spin around and have a look. Now I heavy sowed them, okay? It was a packet that had been expired and I thought, okay, it's probably not going to grow. Well, little did I know that it will grow, and it will grow really well. See, it looks a bit like grass. But the problem being, while they're over, now this is from my reading and Googling, while they're over sown, they won't grow big. So if you look at these little two ones out here on their own at the back, can you see how they're growing larger than all these? And they're the same crop, okay? They're the same group of leek. So what I need to do is I need to go through now. I'm not going to throw them out. I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick out some close ones, and I'm actually going to then, so I'm just pulling, for example, that one really didn't take as much as I wanted out of him, but anyway, I'm going to come through and I'm taking out especially the smaller ones so that it gives them more space. And I'll continue to do this because these are edible even while, look at these tiny ones in the middle. I'll show you the width of these. Oh, they're stuck in the ground. But look at, like, they are so small compared to the ones up the back because they haven't got the capacity to grow in there. But you know what? They still taste leeky. So I'm still going to use them in leek pie and all that sort of stuff, or a soup. I actually haven't decided what I'll take these inside and cook with you guys. But they'll still taste amazing. Oh, that one's cool. Okay, so when you get one that's got roots, you can replant it. So all I need to do is come up here and I'll just quickly make a little hole. I do need to water him in, obviously. Soil is actually quite nice at the moment. In it goes. Cover it over. Make sure it's pushed down. And that one will grow. So when you happen to get one incidentally with roots, fantastic, because you can actually replant them and it will grow into a big one. Now I am trying to be a bit choosy back here. I'm feeling through. Oh, another one to plant. I'll plant it later. That's cool. So I am trying to be choosy. I am trying to take out the smaller ones. Oh, it's my lucky day when I get those. So I am trying to actually take out, I'm trying to leave the massive ones. So when I come in here and I see this one here, I am trying to pull him out. Roots or not, I don't really mind. I mean, roots are a bonus if you get the roots out because then you replant it. But I'm really not that fussed on I'm going to go inside and cook with them. It's not going to go to waste. But I am trying to take those little ones because the little ones are sapping just as much energy as the big ones. So, well, there's another one. Oh, that's a teeny tiny one. See, that gives you an idea of what oversowing does and why it doesn't work so well. So I'll actually probably get the kiddies later to come replant them in, find a spot for them so that we can keep growing them. I mean, we're going to eat some, but keep growing them. So this is all I'm doing today. I'll spend the next little while just trying to get that one out. Pulling these out and thinning these out so that they have the best chance at making, but at the same time not wasting them by chucking them out. Like I could chuck them to the chickens, but I'm going to cook them and I'll take you inside later. I'm going to show you how to cook it. So I'll see you in there soon. Hello guys, welcome inside. Hey look, I brought in my leeks. So we've just been out thinning out the leeks out of their veggie patch today. And I thought, right, what can I make with the leeks? And I love cookiedoo.com.au. If you are a Thermomix owner and you're not yet using cookiedoo.com.au to search for ingredients, give it a go. So what I did is I literally came inside, put in links into Cookiedoo, and it came up with a whole lot of options. And I found this really awesome recipe. Let me just bring it up now. Hello Lisa, what would I like to cook today? I want to cook this tart. Now it's a bacon, leek and Amiental tart, and I'm going to show you how easy it is today to make this tart in the Thermomix. Now you can see I've got all these little greens, and obviously the recipe calls for the whites, but the beauty of the Thermomix is you use what you've got. So I hope today I give you that confidence to use what you've got. So I'm going to go straight to start cooking, and it tells you to make a puff pastry base. Now I have videos here on my YouTube channel and on Facebook for those who are on the Facebook of how to make puff pastry. Now this is self-care September, so I've taken the easy way. I have literally bought puff pastry today. Now it is easy to make it yourself, totally easy. I just was looking for the easiest way today. So puff pastry, and you put it in the oven, you lay one sheet out, you put a 2 centimeter border around, And it says to egg wash it. Again, I went for the easiest thing, and I have sprayed it with a tiny bit of olive oil. And then you cook it, excuse my back for a second, you cook it for, how long did it say, 10 minutes? Well, there's their egg. Don't worry about brushing it with an egg, okay? Don't waste your egg on that. 8 to 10 minutes at 220 degrees. And that's what you get. Now, I did cut through a little too far there. You can see I've actually gone all the way through, by the way. Rose gold trays from the mix shop. Had these for quite a few years now. You can see they're a bit stained and stuff, but these are the most amazing trays, okay? And also the liners. So if you've not checked them out in the mix shop, go do so, okay? But here's my puff pastry square. This is my base. I've cooked it. It's ready to go. It's cooled, okay? I don't think you need to actually let it cool, but it was while I was setting up. So, and it's thin enough to cool quick. So, then next up, you're going to grate this cheese. Now, it's called Amiental cheese. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is obviously a UK recipe. It's not something we would have in Australia, but hello to the UK Thermomix owners on. I know there's quite a few of you who watch on. We're just going to use Parmesan here in Australia. Now, I pre-grate my Parmesan blocks and I freeze them, okay, in bags, in Glad bags, reusable bags, so that I can get it out when I need it, and typically sprinkle it on risotto and things like that, which are my easy dinners for my kids. So I'm not even going to grate that today. I'll just weigh it in later, and remember that it's 150, okay? So it says insert the measuring cup, grate for 6 seconds, speed 8. Transfer to a bowl and set aside. So that's already done. So this is where I wanted to start with you guys today. So 2 cloves of garlic to start with this recipe. We are on jarred stuff. Our Russian garlic, you saw it, it's not ready, but there is a ton of it down there. So I'm so excited for when that eventually comes good. So it's about 2 teaspoons worth of garlic. If you like garlic, be a bit more generous. Need more garlic by the looks of it in my jar. 300 grams of leeks cut into pieces. So I have washed these, and by the way, your aroma is the most amazing colander for washing. Okay, so in the sink, in there, gave them a rub around, they're good to go. I did thankfully do that. Normally I actually am a bit of a shortcutter. I normally wouldn't bother. I'm glad I did today. There was a handful of wood chip in the middle. Somehow I picked up the wood chip in the garden too. Now we need to cut it into 3 centimetre pieces. And if you're watching along and you're an experienced Thermomix owner, you would know that's because that's what fits down the blade shaft. If it's too big, they just won't fit down that blade shaft and get chopped. And we're going to do a chop step in a minute. So we need it to fit down those blade shafts. That's what that's about. So I'm just cutting this into, does that not look amazing? Straight out of the garden, nice and wet. Cutting it into chunks that I know will fit down the blades, okay? Oh, found some more wood chip. There we go. I thought I got rid of it all. Okay, and obviously when it fits down the blade shaft, you get a nicer cut on it. If it's all mushed around in there and up the sides, then you're going to get a mushed product at the end. You're going to get the bottom stuff that's all chopped up nicely, and you're going to get, well, actually it's probably going to be too chopped, and you're going to get the top stuff that's not chopped at all. So well worth making sure your food, whether it be carrots or tiny baby leeks, fit down your blade shaft. Okay, I'm going to show you another tip to making sure you get a really nice chop on this as well shortly. So, nearly done, 3 centimetres. Trying not to cut my finger and making sure there's not too much wood chip in there as well. No, I think I got most of it out. So excited for this tart. Now it does chop down quite fine, so that's going to be okay. There we go, nearly done. Oh, it smells amazing in here. Okay. There we go. So a few little rogue bits, I'll just put them in, not too worried. Well, actually I might cut him, break him in bits. Now, has anyone made this tart before? If you're watching along, I'd love to know if you've given it a go. Hey look, I've even met the weight requirements. That's surprising. Now, if I hadn't, I would have actually made it anyway. So even if I only had 100 grams, I would have just kept going. Now this you might see is over my max line. I'm not worried, and those of you who've been using your Thermomix a while, you're probably confident as well. When I chop, all that air is going to disappear, it's going to sink down. So I'm not at all concerned, okay? Here's some oil. So in with the oil, I'm going to take the lid off, makes it faster. Those of you with a TM31, I've got a little, no, TM31 and a TM5, I've got a little tip for you, particularly TM5 owners. I get a question all the time about my scales. My scales don't seem to register my oil. Little tip for you is be heavy-handed, okay? It seems like it's wrong to, possibly go over, which it's not, don't worry. You guys have seen me long enough do that. But be heavy-handed earlier. Our TM6 goes in 1 gram increments, so it's really precise. But with your TM5, it really needs to nearly get to 4 to then jump to the 5. Okay, so just a little tip there. Okay, all in my lid and my measuring cup, and I'm actually going to change this a little bit. Because my leeks are little and stringy, not big and fat, I'm going to change it by taking out the measuring cup and using my spatula. Now, it's my TM6 spatula that comes with the machine, and what this is going to do is it's going to encourage the top bits to fall down to the bottom and actually get chopped, so you don't get mush in the bottom and non-chop at the top. So you might be familiar with this, you might have had it. One day I'll learn that I can't talk over my Thermomix. It's not chopped far enough, but again, you got to remember, I'm using these little stringy things and not the big leeks like it's designed for. So all I'm going to do is I hit the back arrow, insert the measuring cup, which I'm going to insert this, 5 seconds speed 5, which is our chopping speed, and wiggle and jiggle again. It's a lot better this time. Let's have a look. Scrape down the sides with the spatula, place the simmering basket on top, but let me have a look first. Oh, I'm happy with that. See how that's quite nicely chopped into kind of 1-inch pieces, which if you think about your leeks, that's about what you're going to end up with if you've got big leeks, because it's going to chop them in kind of stretchy rings, really. Okay, simmering basket on top. I love how the Thermomix just tells me what to do. And now it's going to cook off. So it's cooking for 3 minutes at 120 degrees, reverse slow stir, okay? Or 0.5 if you don't want to do slow stir. The couple of ingredients you're going to need next. So if you're cooking along, which I know lots of you guys do to these videos, you're going to need next your cheese. You're also going to need something called creme fraiche. Now, this is part of my cheese course. If you've not made creme fraiche before, it's time to go sign up to the cheese course and give it a go, okay? So creme fraiche is a cultured cheese, cultured cream, and it's just amazing. It's so much better if you make it yourself. Okay, so if you are a new owner to Thermomix, or maybe you're not a new owner to Thermomix but you're experienced, sign up to the cheese course and learn how to make this. You'll also need salt and pepper, and that's it. Okay, that's going to be, oh, and your bacon. Now it's got this thing called lardon in it, I think it was called. Just use diced bacon, okay? So I will come back in 2 minutes and we'll continue on adding the bacon. So we'll see you shortly. Okay, well, welcome back. It's done. So let's click on the next button and see what it says to do. So it says to add our bacon here. So we're just going to tear it back to 0. It smells amazing in here. Oh my goodness. All right, 200 grams of bacon. I'm going to be a bit short because I'm actually just going to use the side of a pre-diced bacon thing. So I'm going to be probably about 150, yeah, which is fine. I'm just going to leave it at that. Leaves the other side, you know, sealed up. We make quiche that rains often and things like that. So place the simmering basket again on top, and then let's spin it up. We've got a 2-minute cook time at 120 degrees, reverse slow stir this time, not the 0.5. And we'll be assembling this shortly. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so time to finish this off. So what does it say to do? Prick the risen pastry base with a fork to flatten. So I actually just put, when it came out of the oven, I just pressed it down with a spatula in that center part. So it left the sides bulging and the center bit depressed, okay? So that's easy enough to do. Spread 200 grams of creme fraiche over the base, season with salt and pepper. I didn't actually weigh this, so I'm just going to approximate. I actually don't know how much. This is just the stuff that I did. So with the creme fraiche, it has to ferment overnight or longer. And so I've just kind of, oh, it's a bit flaky. So just something to know. Don't do what I did just then and dump it in the center because it is flaky. It picks up and wants to spread around elsewhere. So that's okay. We'll just put a little bit more on. That's how you fix flakiness, everybody. You just put a little bit more on it and it kind of keeps sticking down then. Well, that's how I fix it. I know when you're doing cakes and stuff, that's why they refrigerate or they freeze cakes to stop it coming up with the icing. But anyway, that's okay. We're not here for being perfectionistic. We're just here because it's going to be lunch and the kids are really excited to have a tart for lunch. All right, next. So that's there. Better do salt and pepper. So I've just got some very ancient white pepper. One day, guys, you guys are going to celebrate with me when I finish my pepper shakers that expired back in like 2007. 2008, my mistake. All right, some salt. Season with salt and pepper. That's seasoned. What's up next? Using a slotted spoon, transfer the leek mixture to the tart, spread evenly and discard the liquid. So we don't want to bring it over and make it gooey, is what it's saying there. And I think I forgot to bring my spatula back. I took all the washing up out and forgot that, but that's okay. So what I might do, I've got my awesome simmering basket here. So the easiest way to strain is actually use our simmering basket. And I'm totally just going off the cuff here. All right, so bear with me for a second. And I hope in your kitchen you just go off the cuff as well when you need to. And I'm just going to strain it straight in. In it goes. I do have a small spatula, so it's okay. All right, in it goes. So this will get rid of that liquid that I was hoping to use a slotted spoon, they were telling us to do, to actually strain it. So because we have that simmering basket on top, we might as well use it for this. In it goes. This is smelling amazing. I wish you guys could smell this beautiful smell in here. Okay. There we go. Just make sure I get all that bacon and beautiful homegrown leek. So the kids managed to plant up another 3 rows. So of those that I broke off and those that came with the roots attached, they actually managed to take that many with them. So that was super exciting. All right, push out this liquid. Now don't waste anything you push out of your food. Pour it on the garden, okay? Good nutrients for your garden. Once it's cool, okay? Don't do it while it's hot. It'll burn. You know, it's not designed to coat with hot stuff. So, same with if you've got your peeler. If you've got your peeler blade cover, use that as well. As a, when you use it, use the liquid as well, I should say, the grated liquid. On your garden, so it doesn't go down the drain, it doesn't go to waste. Okay. All right, here we go. Pushing out that liquid. Look at all that liquid come out. I don't know if you guys can see it all the way back here. There's a fair bit. It's probably 100 mils in it. Okay, let's spread this on our tart. And then, yum, looks amazing. And then it's as simple as actually putting the parmesan on top, which we'll do in a second. You can see how much. You might be able to see. Let me just see if I can make more space for you guys. You can see how much that's wilted down. So that 300 grams becomes significantly less. Like so. Make sure you don't lose too much on the sides. Yum. And now we're going to put the beautiful Parmesan cheese on top. Now if you like a bitier cheese, something like your Guerre cheese is another good option. We're quite happy here to just trade it for Parmesan. So we'll just be using the Parmesan. Bit cheaper too for those of you who are budget conscious, which actually I think most people are these days. You know, when I was going through the supermarket the other day, there was a couple in front of me and they were saying they used to shop more frequently, but now with the prices of food, they make sure they don't go to the shops as often as they used to. So she did say every 4 days though, and I was like, oh, we really try and go every 10 days to 2 weeks. And that's the beauty, I guess, of having a well-stocked veggie patch, is we can get away with not going regularly. It's kind of when our cheese runs out that we have to go back. I didn't weigh this. I am totally guessing. I might just use a lot of it, shall I? Totally guessing how much I should be putting on top. I usually do a whole block grate at a time, and I don't know if I've used some of this or not. But anyway, there we go. Doesn't that look amazing? Let's just go with that. Here we go. All right, now the last step, it tells you to put that cheese on, I hope. Yep, there's that cheese, and then it tells you to bake for 5 to 7 minutes. So in theory, this recipe is like, was it 8 to 10 at that first step? 5 to 7 minutes now. It's a less than 20 minutes from beginning to end, and then to end up with this beautiful product that's going to look like something out of a cafe. How cool is that? So there you go. I'm going to put mine in the oven now, and I'll take a photo of the final product. But I hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit of my veggie patch today. Some of the goods that I've brought inside to make into things, and I hope it inspires you to find something that you love that you can then, you know, get a little bit of joy from. I love going into my veggie patch. For me, it is that self-care. It is that calming spot. Never used to be. It's a brand new thing for me. So that's why I guess I'm a little excited to share it with you guys, because it really, you know, we've been traveling. We live the busy city life. We still to a certain extent get pulled into that. But I love that ability to escape out there, pick real food, bring it inside and turn it into something amazing with partnership with the Thermomix, which is super cool. So thanks to those of you watching on today. Thanks for joining in. My name's Lisa Keegan from TMXing Adventures, and if you've got any questions, you want support with a Thermomix, you want to get one and you live in Australia, reach out. If you want to join my cheese course, like if you're like, how can I support Lisa? What can I do? Join the cheese course as a start, okay? It's there for you to then watch through, learn how to make amazing cheeses. There's halloumi, there's feta, there's the creme fraiche, there is the fromage blanc, there's cultured butter in there as well. There's more than just those ones. But, you know, if that's something that you feel to do, then go, you know, get inspired, get confident. Let's use our Thermomix for the most of its ability that we possibly can, because there's so much it can do. But otherwise, guys, have a fantastic rest of your day with whatever you're doing. I can't wait to see you in the next video to show you more Thermomixing and help you get more out of your machine. So take care till then, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.